What was the lore? They're at peace. Peace. They are at war with this guy. They're still talking this out. Alright. Yo, what's up? Welcome back. I don't know why it gave a small split. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where the split is. Oh no. Wait, can I just like... Oh wait. Because my thing is orange. We have a split here for some reason. I didn't even do anything yet. Okay, well I guess we're starting this video off with a split on the resort people. I guess these people were a little too rich compared to this part and they are suffering and they don't want to be there or something. I don't know. Rival, rival brand of resorts. They're gonna compete. And so that means we're gonna get Port Moresby, who will be... I don't have that many color options. Wait, where is Port Moresby? It's about right here. Yeah, okay, so it was this. I don't know why it started with a split right here, but whatever. They're gonna take as much of this orange as they can to build a rival resort. Actually, they're gonna go up to the river. Bang. And because, you know, one of the new updates, I can end that. There we go. I don't know why it started with that. I didn't even, like, I'll put me loading into it so that you can see I didn't do anything. Oh, whatever. Let's go spin the wheel now. You still are not going to be able to see it, but whatever. It's fine. We go up to Pyongyang, who in the last video made peace with Busan, with Osaka and Taipei, and the terms was they lose Tokyo, they keep the lands over here, but they gain back their castles up here in North Korea. So this time Pyongyang will mediumly expand. They're gonna get this island, they're gonna go up this coast here, they're gonna go down this coast, meet up with Wuju. What was the name of that? Whatever that is, they're gonna talk about peace and they're gonna talk about friendship. Wenju. Alright, got it. And I'll just let you know right now, they're not going to be friendly with each other. They're not going to be allied because of the faith difference. Even though Taipei and Osaka have a different faith, but whatever. They had a common enemy. Now we go over to Maliwan, who was at war with Bokyapin over the fact that Bokyapin wasn't atheist anymore, but then now they're Theravada Buddhists. So they're kind of hypocritical, and they talked it out and they said, you know what, yeah, we are a bit of a hypocrite now, the war can be over. So they're done with the war now, and they're just gonna chill and mind their own business for the time being, expanding down into the Malaysian peninsula down here. Then we go over to Haiku, who they don't know it, but they're still at war with Fuzhou, because they just kicked Fuzhou off this island, the North Island of the Philippines. And they're going to come back with a vengeance if the wheel allows it, but they're going to keep building as much port infrastructure as they can in the Philippines. They're going to just get as much infrastructure down as they can to make, you know, hopefully a lot of money, become a port empire, even more so than they already are. You know what I mean? It's going to be a time of peace for a little bit in this video. Then we go to Dawei, who broke off from Bangkok like many others, and you know, united with them to help them get out of their war, and now they're just doing their own thing. They're expanding. They're kind of more, they want to be free. They don't like restrictions. They just want to be independent. They don't even want friends. They don't want enemies. They're just going to be off doing their own thing. They're basically the Switzerland, even though they did go to war at one point, but their war days are over. They're Switzerland now. Then we go over to Taipei, who had two rebellions. They talked it out, settled it all, and now they're going to go back to their original plan of getting as much farmland as they can because they're farmers. You know what I mean? That is their plan, and it was put on hold for the longest time because they went to war with Pyongyang on the side of Osaka. Then we go down to Brunei, still just chilling on Borneo. They don't know anyone exists. Nobody knows they exist. They're prosperous right now. You know what I mean? They have a lot of villages and all this set up on every bit of their land they have, and they're still trying to, you know, build as much as they can. They're going to be a huge united empire for the time being. I always have to speak in non-absolutes because I don't choose what happens, you know what I mean? Now we go over to Bokyapin, who is going to found a religion. What were they just a moment ago? I have no clue. Because they're a part of Myanmar in real life, and Myanmar apparently is a lot of Theravada Buddhists, which is what Maliwan is. I went with the second thing that I saw, and that was Baptists. So they are now Baptist, and if we look at the faith map, we can see them there. This is oh, it's going to be harder to get rid of that. I just realized because there's two of them, not by my choice, but this is Minzoku Shintoism. This is Shintoism in purple. Red is atheism. Light green is Buddhism. Purple is again Shintoism. You got Theravada Buddhists in pink, and you got a little bit of Shintoism still here from because they split off from Bokyapin, who were just Shintoists. And then you got like no faith not showing up on the map at all, like Brunei and Haiku. They don't, and also the tribe down here. They don't show up because they don't have a faith. Now we go up to Osaka. Well, actually, we're going to stay down here with Osaka, who's going to continue their efforts that they were wanted to do before they got brought into the war with Tokyo, who became Pyongyang. They're going to keep expanding. They don't want to step on Sorong's toes after they split off from Osaka. They're also trying to build resorts, but it's just not going as well for them. Now we go up to Wenzhou, who had the balls to ask multiple times for Taipei to union with them. But now, political instability, because when you are a rebellion, you're not the most stable. So the people in a rebellion are not stable, meaning that there's bound to be more rebellions. This is just going to be like a friendly rebellion, you know what I mean? Because they have the same ideals as the Wenzhou people. I was going to choose this. The thing I was about to choose, I would never be able to pronounce. Granted, this is all like Mandarin and shit, or whatever, whichever it is. So we get Rizhao. However you pronounce that, fuck knows. Pink, which I feel we already have. Yeah. Yellow? Do we have a yellow? I don't think we have a yellow. Wait. Okay, but that's not the yellow I chose. Okay, cool. Rizhao is gonna split off. They're gonna get up to this river and a little bit past it, and that's all they're gonna get. It's a small rebellion, you know what I mean? And they're cool. They voted for their independence mainly, but they did take it when Wenzhou didn't notice. But Wenzhou is not too bothered. They're gonna let them have it. They have better things to do. Now we go up to Busan, who now, after settling the war with Pyongyang, will continue to expand, and actually, funnily enough, meets up with Pyongyang, is like, hey, how'd you get over here? Oh, because the land you gave us, we were able to, you know, sail across and get to here. Really? Yeah, we should never have given you that. Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Alright, you be on your best behavior. We will. You better. And now they're just gonna, what's the word? Thicken their border up here. Pyongyang is a mess. I mean, this is calling for a rebellion. This is calling for a rebellion. This is fine. This is calling for a rebellion. You know what I mean? Like, they're so unstable. It is not even funny. They're calling for a Soviet Union right now. Now we go down to Wenzhou, who just lost a little bit of their land, and, well, never mind, we're gonna make a new nation. So we're gonna get Wuhan now, which is just about right here. If it's not in the exact location, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. They're just gonna expand a little bit as a blob. And they're probably gonna expand just like 2020, if you know what I mean. Now we go over to what the fuck? Anyway, we go over to Douai, who, you know, still being Switzerland. They're just gonna expand north. Now we're going over to Wuhan, who will hit 1,000 in size. They're just gonna expand a little bit west for the moment. Now they look like a cup with a something in it, like a dead plant. Now we go up to Rizhao. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry to every one of my Chinese. Do they even have YouTube in China with unrestricted access? I don't know. They're gonna take some land from Pyongyang, but Pyongyang is not at the, you know, level to be able to fight militarily anymore. But they're about to be encircled. They're probably gonna be stuck for a little bit. Now we go down to Brunei, still just trying to fill in Borneo. And they're gonna adopt a religion finally, even though they know nobody exists. They don't know anyone exists. But they're gonna become Shintos, who is Osaka's religion. So now look at the faith map mode. You see Shintoism has made, you know, maybe, you know, I'm gonna do some lore here, because Osaka's right here. A missionary made it across. Just one missionary, and they're like, "Where did you come from? You don't look like us." I'm God. I'm God himself, and they're starting to worship that guy as God, and yeah, they still don't know of any nation. They just believe this one guy is God. Now we go up to Taipei, still trying to gain farmland, and is about to run into Wuhan, and you know, they start talking because Taipei has done this rodeo before. They were in war before. They don't want it again, so they're going to talk about peace and saying, hey, you know, let's have a non-aggression pact or something, whatever the hell. And Wuhan's like, yeah, okay. Now we go up to Busan. Oh, they're gonna have a split. If it was a little bit higher over here, we would have had Beijing, but it's not high enough. So we're gonna get Tianjin, who had a very bad devastation like over a decade ago now. That's all they're gonna get. It's a small rebellion. I'll think about later if they're like violent or not. Now we go to Pyongyang, who's also very unstable, but they keep their people happy for the moment as they start traveling down this river, trying to get around Rizhao and now Tianjin. I don't know how to pronounce any of this. That island's still uncolonized. We go down to Wenzhou, just a little bit down here, and they're going to mediumly expand. They're going to go across this river a little bit. This place is very crowded. Wenzhou, we're sticking with them because the whale favors them. They're going to mediumly expand down this river. They're going to follow it. Wenzhou, remember, they are the metal workers, so they need places for their factory. But they also need houses because they built more metal factories than houses. So, you know, but now we go down to Sorong, who will expand, trying to get more of their resorts built. And we have a little bit of friendly competition right here between them and Port Moresby. Well, they're rivals, but it's not that friendly, but they're not going to kill each other over resorts. You know what I mean? Now we go to Medan, which is this one. It was a peaceful, you know, they voted for their independence, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't even remember my own lore. So they're just going to expand down the coast of Indonesia, going and getting a pretty significant chunk of land. And now they are something to be reckoned with. Now we go over to Haiku, still just trying to get all the Philippines, get as much. Oh, never mind, they're founding a religion. They're founding Confucianism. Don't know how to pronounce that, it's fine. Apparently they're Protestant as well. They have one of the oldest Protestant churches in on the island. They have one of the oldest and largest Protestant churches on this island. I believe it's this one. But it makes more sense to make them Confucius, you know what I mean? So now if we look at the faith map mode, it's a very interesting map. You can't see this, and I'm just so upset that you can't change the color of a religion. Now we go over to Douai, who is, again, Switzerland. They're gonna smallly expand. They're gonna go up and, you know, get all of that coast. And maybe they're going into India and, you know, building the Taj Mahal. And, you know, many millions of years later, humans are here and we find the remnants of Douai's civilization. Who knows? Maybe this is like prehistoric, you know what I mean? This is what actually happened. But now we go up to Pyongyang, who will mediumly expand. They're going to keep following this river and then thicken their border a little bit to stop looking like it. Actually, now they even look even more like it. Okay, never mind. Now we go down to Rizhao, who will mediumly expand. They're going to try not to be trapped anymore. They're going to go and you know, become longer. Now we go up to Busan, who just lost a bit of their territory. They're not going to take it back. They, you know, have an agreement now with the people that I just made up. And, yeah. That's basically how it's happening. You know, let's just pretend Tianjin is an autonomous region. Now we go down to Brunei, who is still worshipping that one Osakan as god. And he only said that because he didn't want to be killed by this random tribe of people. Even though they're very civilized, we're going to call them a tribe because it's convenient. Now we go up to Dawei. Still just chilling. Still chilling. They're just going to peacefully expand that border, thicken it. They're pretty big over there in the west. They kind of look like Fuzhou's color. That sucks, but it's fine. Now we go down to Bokipin, who they're traders, not traitors. And they're still trying to build the biggest trade empire, unknowingly competing with Haiku, who is trying to be the biggest port empire. So they really only care about coastline right now. And even though it does look like they have made contact with the whatever tribe that is down there, I forget the name of it, I'll check it in a moment. Bandung. While it does look like they made contact, they're separated by water, so they do not know they are there yet. Now we go up to Busan. Click on it, dumbass. There we go. They're gonna build a castle. I wonder which castle they're gonna build. It's about right there. Oh my god, what is this app? Okay, Busan. Now we go down to Medan. The last little bit of Shinto's down here, you know what I mean? They're gonna keep expanding. They're gonna go a little more inwards. They are not traders like their parent. They're just normal people. They want to just work in an office, you know what I mean? They don't want to have that type of labor. Now we go up to Taipei, the farmers, who have made peace. Now they're gonna ask someone to union. They're like, Wuhan, do you want to do it? No? Okay. And they're Buddhists, so it's gonna be very hard to find someone who finds their religion. When Zhu, hey, you asked us and we said no, we're gonna ask you. And when Zhu is like, no, what are we doing here? Fuzhou, they're Shinto, so obviously they're gonna say no, and they quite frankly hate Taipei with a passion. They're just not wanting to go to war. Then they go to their old buddy Osaka, but they're also Shintoists, and they're like, we don't want to be under a government rule of a different religion, but we can still be friends, you know what I mean? And that, honestly, that's worse than a no. And then they turn to Haiku, who they've met, but they're Confucius, and they're like, no. So they're out of options, and I guess they just failed to unite. Now we go down to Haiku, still trying to get all the Philippines. They had a religious meeting, and okay, now they're gonna try to union. They ask Dawei, no. They ask Taipei. Taipei gives them the same answer they gave them. So they just unite with themselves, I guess. Because, you know, there's nobody who shares their religion, so it would never make sense. And they don't really have that many friends to begin with. Because they have only met, really, 2 nations. They don't know this exists. They don't know this exists, even though it looks like they do. They only know about these, just Taipei and Dawei. What did I just spin, by the way? I spun something. Okay, Wuhan. We got Wuhan right now. Sorry, I talked and forgot. So now, Wuhan's just gonna get a little bit bigger. They're not gonna impede Taipei's expansion in the south, because they're kind of allies with each other. They're kind of cool with each other, you know what I mean? So they don't want to fuck over their new friend and piss him off, so they're gonna expand north and west. Then we go to Fuzhou, who was kicked off the Philippine Islands, and they're gonna come back with a passion. Bang! And Haiku is like, how did you get here? What? Where did you come from? Because it's just like when Maliwan thought they killed Bokyupin. And then Bokyupin came back because they didn't know they were over here, you know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. I know, I'm reusing old material. Shut up, you do these videos. I'm not going to watch them, but you do them. If you want to complain. Brunei, their leader dies. And guess what? This might throw them into a bit of a struggle, because this guy that came over, they're worshipping as God, and shortly after their leader dies, in a much quicker fashion than their previous leader, who was very clearly died of old age. This guy dies at a ripe old age of 32. And so now they're turning their fingers to the Shinto guy. And they're like, we are worshipping you as God, and our leader died very quick. He should not have died. He was healthy. What happened? And who knows? Maybe this throws the country into chaos. Who knows? I'm just building future plots. Now we go to Fujo, who adopts a religion at a time like this. What are you right now? You're Shintos. Oh my god, they're becoming atheists. I spun the wheel and they're just gonna become atheists. Well, that's fucking funny. So much of the world is atheist, like Busan, Tianjin, Pyongyang, Fuzhou, Dawei. Meanwhile, we have one Theravada Buddhist. We have three Shintos. We have one Confucianist. We have one. What were you? Buddhist? Yeah, we have three Buddhists. We have three Buddhists. Three Buddhists. And we have two Minzoku Shintoists. And we also have one Baptist. Now we go down to Port Moresby, who is still rivaling Sorong in terms of resorts, but they're gonna found their own religion. Thank the Lord, one less Minzoku Shintoist with that shitty color. Oh, it's Port Moresby. Didn't even know that. They have Jew. They are predominantly Roman Catholics, but we're just gonna label it as Catholicism for short. Do we have this purple? We don't have that purple. Let's see. So now we have some Roman Catholics, and yeah, that is a completely different purple, thank the Lord. So now we have some Roman Catholics down here, and we have Minzoku Shintoists. Maybe that's another reason they wanted to split off. They didn't agree with the religious standpoint of Sorong. Now we go up to Wenzhou, who is, just trying to get by as metal workers. It's not the safest profession. People are dying very young in this nation. Their average life expectancy is about 28 years old. You know what I mean? It's not the greatest time for them, so that might set up for some splits in the future. They already had one. Now we go a little bit down to Taipei, who will mediumly expand. They're just going to gain more land for farming. And so we have farmers making money, metal workers, we have traders, porters, resort people. Also, Osaka is resort people, but their business is failing, you know what I mean? So we have a lot of trades. Now we go over to Dawei. And you know what? They're gonna try to union with somebody. They ask Haiku, hey, do you want a union? They say no. Maliwan, do you want a union? They say no. Bokyupin, do you want a union? They say no, because nobody is atheist over here anymore. These two used to be atheists, but they're not anymore, so there's no reason for them to be atheists. If you would have asked Maliwan when they were atheists, they would have said yes, but you asked too damn late. Dawei. Now we're gonna go up to Osaka. Actually, we're gonna go down to Osaka, because there's not much they can do up north. They're gonna found a religion, so they're leaving their Shinto ways behind. Maybe that missionary that went over here is now being worshipped. Maybe he was the main driver of why this should be our religion. And, yeah. It'd also be cool if, you can have multiple religions in one nation. That'd be cool. Alright, they're gonna found whatever the hell this is. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. You can try to pronounce it. I'm not. They are now that. They're that right there, which is a combination of Shintoism and Buddhism. What did Google say? It was the main organized religion up until the Meiji period, in the 19th century or something. So yeah, that's their religion now. They leave their Shinto ways behind because the guy was the front runner for, hey, we should be Shinto. But the other people, they want to be Buddhists, I guess. But there's some people that still want to be Shinto, so there's a compromise. Let's be both. You know what I mean? Now we go to Fuzhou, who for some reason had a weird religious thing here now. Even though they're at war, they're going to continue this war after, realizing, okay, this is our religion. We're happy with this now. We're going to go back to war. and Haiku is getting their ass kicked and they can't do anything about it. Now we go down to Brunei, whose leader just died at a very young age, and now they're going to adopt a different religion, unless they stay Shinto. No, it seems a missionary has done the same thing. He swims over, just one guy, and they're like, who are you? And he said, I'm God himself. And they said, we heard this before. Well, that was a false god. I'm the real God. And they're like, really? And he says, yep. And they're like, that's good enough for us. And they absolutely execute the previous guy, that Shinto guy, and they become Confucius. And now they worship a different person after executing the other guy. Now we go up to Haiku, who doesn't even know that they just unknowingly expanded their religion. And they're gonna just fight back against Fuzhou. That's about all they can do. They need this land back. And matter of fact, we're sticking with them. Oh, never mind, we're not. It lied to me. It lied to me. Son of a bitch. So we're gonna get what I believe is pronounced Vientiane. We're gonna say that I said that right. And they're about right here. They're gonna expand on this river and go up. They look like a beanbag now. It looks better than what they looked like for a moment. And now we're going to go back to the farmers as they mediumly expand. They're going to get more farmland, and they're just chilling for the time being. Now we go down to Haiku, who, you know, still wants to complete this war. They're going to fight back, trying to kick Fuzhou off the island again, and they come very close, and Fuzhou's like, hey, let's talk about this. And now they're going to be in peace talks for at least the next 5 turns, or until the next time they show up. Whichever one happens first. Taipei is back up as they get more farmland. They're just really doing their own thing, you know what I mean? They're just chilling for now, because something's about to happen, maybe. I don't know. I'm getting you prepared. Something's gonna happen. Fuzhou, the peace talks, you know, they're the peace talks are so bad. They went from religious to atheist during the war. The peace talks, with the way they're going, they're like, we need a new religion. I don't know if that's a good sign. And they're gonna become Taoists. Taoism? Taoism? I don't even know how to pronounce that. But yeah, they found their own religion while having peace talks, which is crazy. Let's see. The only non-religious nation is the new one and the tribe down here. And Wuhan. So we have 3 non-religious nations, and that's it. Also, we have everybody who was Shinto died out except for Madan over there. They're the only Shinto left, not counting Minzoku Shintoism. Now we go up to Rizhao, however you pronounce that, I don't know. And their leader dies from mysterious causes. He choked to death. Choked on what? I don't know. What are they doing in Rizhao? I don't know. I don't know. Now Brunei, worshipping a new guy as God, they're gonna say, hey, let's unite to become stronger with ourselves, because they don't know Haiku exists, and even then Haiku would say no. But now they are more happy with themselves. But we go back up to Fuzhou, still in these peace talks, and guess what? They were successful. That's crazy, they're successful. Now they're gonna sail around looking for open land to claim, and they're gonna try to steal as much land as they can. Listen, they might be at peace right now. That doesn't mean they can't steal land that is unclaimed, you know what I mean? It's unclaimed land. It's fair game. And Haiku understands that. Even though they're also losing some of their own land, but it's fine. I'm gonna give that back to them probably, I don't know. But they're gonna share it. I guess they're gonna become partners. Part of the peace deal, you have to help us with our port empire. And they're like, okay, we can do that. But if you noticed, there's not much else land on coast left. And they're not sailing this damn far. So, what's the only other option? They're gonna attack Taipei again as they start yet another war with Taipei, and Taipei's like, damn it, man, I thought we had peace. And Fuzhou's like, sorry, but I'm not really. Now we go down to Maliwan, who at the same time as that war, is gonna largely expand on this island, getting more of it, and yeah, they're just at peace ever since coming to whatever religion they are right now. Now we go up to Busan. with an autonomous region under their belt, they're gonna slowly expand, thickening this border, and, you know, kind of making it harder for North Korea, Pyongyang, to expand from here, you know what I mean? Making that part even more unstable. As we go down to Bokipin, I still don't know how to pronounce that, and never will, and I quite frankly don't care right now. They're gonna build a castle at a time like this, and it's about right here. Bacau. The best I can do, because they don't have any prominent location. Now we go over to Brunei, who strengthened their relationship with themselves, because that happens, and they're gonna keep expanding inland. And that guy that came over, the Confucius guy, being worshipped as God, he's having the time of his life, living in a mansion, or the Brunei equivalent of a mansion. Now we go up to Rizhao, though, who will largely expand, and, you know, almost get out of the trap that they're currently in. And then we're going to go up to Pyongyang, and they're going to mediumly expand, and guess what? They're going to do something that pisses Rizhao off, and cut them off completely. And now Rizhao's like, hey, what the hell? What was that? And Pyongyang is like, sorry, not sorry, but it's every man for themselves right now. Oh, and Rizhao's like, you better hope that we don't catch you. And Pyongyang's like, what do you mean? And they're like, you'll see. Because now we go to Dawei. We'll smallly expand. And you know how everyone almost has a profession? They want a profession too. They're getting sheep. They're wool farmers, you know what I mean? Shearers. They're shearers and shepherds. That's what they are. Your clothing, it was made by them. Now we go down to Brunei, still on Borneo. They're gonna build a castle. That's how chill they are. That's how chill they are. And this castle is gonna be dedicated to the Confucius guy as well. It's not gonna be named after him, but it's gonna be built in his honor. And it's about right here, Sandakan. And it's close to where the Confucius guy came. So, you know, it's built in his honor and he lives in there. That's where he lives. Guangzhou now, as we go up to them, will smallly expand. They're just gonna get a little bit more thickness on that border right there. Now we go down to Brunei again. They're gonna smallly expand. Keep getting as much of this flat land as they can. And you know what, matter of fact, we're sticking with them. And my lord, they're so happy. You know what I mean? No tension currently, right now. And they're just content with expanding. They're content with building. They're just chilling, having the time of their life. They don't even know anyone exists. As we go up to Wuhan, who... They saw what Wenzhou did. They took some land. Accidentally, but they took some land. So they're like, we want it back. But Wenzhou is like, hey, that was our land. Not knowing that they stole it. And now, this is a case of mistaken territorial claims, and they go to war. They are going to war with each other over just a mistake. Just a mistake. And it's going to cost the lives of several thousand men on both sides. As we're sticking with Wuhan, they're going to found a religion in a time like this, so they're finally gaining a religion. One of the only ones without it, for now. I don't know if we have Protestantism, but now we do. Did you know that Wuhan was one of the first Chinese cities to explore Christianity? I didn't, but apparently that's true. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. As we now have some Protestants. So what do we have? Atheism, Shinbutsu Shugo, or whatever that is. Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Protestantism, Theravada Buddhism, Shintoism, Minzoku Shintoists, Catholicism, specifically Roman Catholic, and Baptist. Yeah, so we didn't have Protestantism, good job on me. Also, you see how you can change these three things? This is the name, color, and leader's name. Why can't you change the color of the faith, or the name of the faith? That would be pretty easy for if you make a mistake. It's kind of like the castles. When you made a mistake, you couldn't change it until recently. So maybe that's going to be a different update. Now we're going to Taipei, who is at war with Fuzhou. And they're like, man, how many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? As they're gonna damn near And actually, they're gonna fully extinct Fuzhou from their homelands. And bitch, they know where you live. They're gonna storm onto the Filipino island. And now Fuzhou's like, hey, we need help. And last time their call for help didn't equal really anything. This time, does it change? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see if it changes. As we go down to Bokipin, they built a castle last week. We're here. They're gonna mediumly expand, get as much coast as we can. Now they're gonna have to go inland to, you know, sustain with buildings for their trading empire. Now we go to Wuhan. We have not had Bandung. We've had everything else one time at least, except for them in this video. As we go back to Wuhan, what is their leader's name? Abdurrahman. Okay, whatever. And they're gonna largely expand, and this mistaken accident is leading to the cause of a huge push into Wenzhou's territory. And now remember, Wenzhou, their average population life expectancy was 28. This war has made it drop down to 25, and they don't have much men left from all the metal incidents in their metal factories. So they're on the brink of collapse and surrender. Now we go over to Vientiane. I don't know how you pronounce that. They're gonna expand a little bit. They're gonna go eastward, and they're gonna run into Haiku. And they're like, hey, who are you? And they're like, hey, we're Haiku. Oh, we're Vientiane. Vientiane? Yeah, is that how you pronounce that? No. Oh, so why do you pronounce it like that? I don't know. Okay. You wanna be cool? Yeah, let's be cool. Because I got bigger things to deal with, you know, no offense. No, that's fine. Yeah, so, don't go after me, I won't go after you. Yeah, that's fine. And they're just gonna go northern a little bit, following that river for the moment. As we go over to Taipei, bitch, remember, oh, they were quadruple 7 there in their size, not anymore. Because they know where you live still, Fuzhou. They have the area code. They have it. And they damn near extinguish you on the, where am I? On the Filipino island. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You're almost dead. Now, Taipei doesn't know they're down here. They do know they were up here though, because they had whispers from like some people in villages up over here in this island. Now we go up to Busan, who they're gonna make some progress here as they are the first nation. No, I'm just kidding. That is never gonna be colonized, probably. And they fully cut off North Korea in the north up there, and they're gonna keep thickening this border right there. Yeah, this island, I've committed now. It's gonna stay uninhabited for a long time. Oh, we finally get it. Bandung is here. And guess what? They're gonna largely expand. Now, they're very violent. You don't want to run into them, which is good for Bokipin, because they don't know. They're too busy moving everybody to the east that they don't know about the people coming from the west. You know what I mean? So they're gonna keep expanding east. They're gonna get to these islands. They're very violent, and they're just looking for someone to kill. Remember, they split off from Jakarta, who didn't get all of land and circled it. And they're like, hey, that's unacceptable. They came a thing, killed them instantly, and made the same mistake, and the hypocrites they are, they just kept on moving. So they're just gonna keep expanding, and you know, they're gonna go up north, and they're gonna get to this island, and Osaka is not in for a fun time when they run into them. Now we go up to Rizhao, whatever, and they're finally gonna show Pyongyang why you do not mess with them, as because of them being encircled, they're just gonna go for Pyongyang. Oh, that was it? Okay. Now we go to Wenzhou, who still, you know, they're at war. So they're fighting against Wuhan. They're getting some land back. A lot of men dying. They're on the brink of failure still. Now we go back up to Rizhao, who has a second chance, and they're gonna largely expand this time. And they're going to take over more of Pyongyang, and Pyongyang is going to say, mercy, mercy, uncle, uncle. And Rizhao is going to be like, fine. But if you do it again, we are going to kill you. No questions asked. And Pyongyang is like, okay, fine, we get it, we're sorry. You know, now we're going to go down to Haiku, and they're going to largely expand. Now, remember when Fuzhou made a distress call? Well, guess who answered it, baby? Who else but Haiku as they go into the coast of Taipei. They're trying to cut off the mainland from the island, which is going to economically cripple this because it's going to be harder to get resources over here, even though they're the farmers. So it's also crippling here because now they're running out of food. They don't produce like these guys do. It's not a good time, and you know what? We're gonna end that there. They don't need to take any more. That's good enough for now. So now Taipei is on the verge of a food crisis, and they need to figure it out quick. Now we go up to Wuhan. They are gonna union, and remember when I said Wenzhou is on the brink of a collapse, brink of surrender? Yeah, they surrendered as they become part of Wuhan. I forget the faith that Wenzhou was. Oh, they were Buddhists. That's right. They were Buddhists. Now they are Protestants. Now we go down to Sorong. Haven't seen them in a while. They're just having a friendly competition of the resorts with Port Moresby. I always thought it was Port Mosby, but that's because of Sweet Life on Deck, I think. And you know, we're sticking with them. They're whooping Port's ass in the resort contest, and Port Mosby is thinking about, you know, delving into very devious plans to win. Now Taipei on the brink of a food collapse. They're gonna found a religion. They're no longer gonna be Buddhists. They said, you know what, that was boring. Let's be something different. Weird time to have a religious moment, but whatever. They're gonna become shamanism. Yeah, whatever that is. Woo, you know what I mean? All right, look at that. So now, and by the way, that's a folk religion in Taiwan, so yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, search it up. And you know, after their little religious moment in a time of war and on the food collapse train, they bridge back their land, and you know, they say fuck you in particular to Fuzhou, as they now try to gain back their access to food, and they solve their problem. Or do they? Who knows? We'll figure it out. And you know, matter of fact, we're sticking with Taipei. And their leader dies. Oh, he didn't get the food in time. He starved to death. Now we go down to the violent tribe of Bandung, who is going to union with nobody because they don't know anyone exists. And even if they did, they would never union with them. There's no way to calm a violent guy. They're just going to die violent. You know what I mean? Now we go to Busan. Very big nation Busan is. And they're only going to get bigger as they thicken that border right there. Actually, let's take a moment. Who is the biggest nation? 8,555, 5,913. You were a lot bigger at one point. 2,602, 7,799. So far, still Busan. We don't need to see these guys. They're definitely... Actually, no, 6,119. That wasn't even close. 7,507, not close. 5020. 8484. So hold on, Brunei is almost bigger than Busan, but because Busan had a turn, they're not bigger. So that's funny. Yeah, it's just them really. Yeah, it's 6286. So yeah, it's Busan and then Brunei very closely behind. Now we go to Rizhao, who just had to scold Pyongyang like a mother. And they're gonna adopt a religion. What are you right now? Buddhist. Let's see what they become. I'm gonna go spin the wheel. My lord, they become Protestant. From Buddhism to Protestantism. Again, Protestantism is spreading. Buddhism actually, I think, is dead now. There's no more Buddhists. Because there's Shinto, there's Baptist, Theravada Buddhism, which is not Buddhism explicitly. We're talking about just Buddhism. Yeah, so Buddhism is dead. Still technically lives on in Theravada Buddhism, but that's it. And now we're gonna go to Wuhan after, you know, gaining a new Protestant member. They will mediumly expand. It's crazy that war happened just because of a misunderstanding, an accident. And now look how big Wuhan is. They spread a lot. And now we go to Haiku, who is gonna found... Weird time to found a religion. Don't want to be Confucius anymore. Weird. But whatever. We got another folk religion with Jingzhou. Something about venerating ancestors, I think. So yeah, Confucianism doesn't die because Brunei had that one guy that came over. And yeah, I really want this. I want Minzoku Shintoism to die out because that color's pissing me off. Pyongyang now, still on the verge of a collapse. This right here, this right here, this. They're on the verge of so many collapses. New nation, I could just, you know, orang and then bang. You know, matter of fact, I will. They voted to be free. They said free us, and they got free. And they're gonna get a little bit more land. Busan allows it, because technically they owned that at one point. And yeah, orang is on the board. That's part of Pyongyang. Now we go down to Bokyupin. We'll smallly expand, building more infrastructure to help their empire of trading. I almost said port. They're not the port people, they're the trade people. Same thing, but classification difference. Now we go to Maliwan, just above them. They're gonna adopt a religion, so Theravada Buddhism might die out here, depending on the wheel's choice. My god, they almost kept it, but they're gonna become Shintoist, which is right here. Oh my god, these people converted them. So Theravada Buddhism has died out. Sad day for that, but wish it was Minzoku Shintoism. Our oldest religion in the world is atheism right now. Now we go to Brunei, and they're gonna largely expand. They're just living in harmony on the island of Borneo, worshipping a false god because the guy came over, he said, yes, I'm Confucius himself. I'm the god himself. And that's the only reason they're worshipping him. You know what I mean? And they executed the Shinto guy as well. But hey, who knows? That can never be bad, right? That will never lead to a bad thing. Now we go up to Orang. They're gonna found a religion in Orang. If I can put atheism twice, I might. And this is apparently what the government of North Korea considers its religion. I'll have doubt on that, but yeah, so now we have that religion. Just chilling in one city, but maybe it will become widespread. Now we're going to Wuhan. They still don't want to step on the toes of Taipei. Even though Taipei is banging on their door, saying, hey, please come help us in this war. Wuhan just finished the war. They're in economic debt right now, and they need to make it up. And I'll have you know, when Zhu had the life expectancy of 28, lowered down to like 25 or something, Wuhan has a life expectancy of about 52. Alright, it's not the greatest, but that's only because of the debt they have right now. Now we go back up to Orang, Attain, and they're going to mediumly expand. Now, here's the big problem. Look at where they are on the map. The only available coastal lands is all the way down here. So what else do they do? Well, they send some travelers. And they travel through Busan. Busan has a nice relationship with Orang, so they're allowed to walk in without visas and whatever, because that doesn't exist yet. They walk through, they explore through these mountains, and they eventually settle all the way over here. Orang has settled right there. It's stupid, but it works. It's different. Just a few turns left in the video. And we're going to go to Pyongyang, still on the verge of so many collapses, but they're going to largely expand. They're just barely surviving. And you know, as they're expanding this way, they get a call from home. Yeah, what is it? People are complaining about what? They want more land up here. They're running out of room. The population can't hold it, so they have to expand up here. And that will keep the people occupied for just a moment as they return to expansion in the west. 2 turns left. We go to Orang again. Never mind. New nation. So we're gonna get this thing, Pendu. It's on the island of Bougainville, which I believe, is that right here? I might have made a mistake. They're not even on this map. Fuck. I'll change their name in a moment. But they're gonna be right here. I'll change the name in a moment. They're gonna expand, get all of that, get this island up here, and call it a day. Let me give them a new name though. There we go. That's their new name, Peruai, yeah. And on the last turn, we just go to the Switzerland of the world, Dewey, and their leader dies peacefully in his sleep, as now we have hit turn 300. Let's look at the world now that we have Man, we have so many new nations, so much new expansions. I wish Minzoku Shintoism dies a horrible death. Because look how hard that is to see. Man, I wish I can change that color. We have a lot of religious nations, only missing out on two nations. 3 nations. Only 3 nations are not religious. Some religions went extinct, some religions became a new thing, some nations died, some had to move. Fujo. And, yeah, let's look at the origin mode. Anything in red is from the original nation of Tokyo, not to be mixed up with the castle. Blue is Pyongyang. Pink is Taipei. Light green is Wuhan. This green is Haiku. This is Vientiane, however you pronounce that. This dark green is Bangkok, who no longer exists. This is Brunei. This is Jakarta. This is its own independent thing. And the fort mode, might as well look at that as well. There's, you know, a lot of similarities with all those. So I'll see you guys next time for the next 100 turns. InzAiN, peace out. See you guys.